Hello, welcome to an overview of our catalog UI. So I have my Enterprise Maps instance here, and let's start from the top. So in the top right corner, you can see your username. On a hover, you can see the submenu which was opened. You can see that there are some events. You can go to system administration because I'm logged in as an administrator. You can go to user profile or you can log out from the system. Then there is very useful documentation link which leads to our documentation where you can find a lot of useful information. Then there is a search box which works like expected. So if you type there something, there is a suggestion box. You can follow the links to get to the artifacts. Then you can see the domain name, and if you click on it, you can switch to some other domain, or you can even set the new default domain for your account. In this domain, all the data will be created. Then on the left side, you can see the links to the main sections in Enterprise Maps, which are Catalog, Reports, Navigator, and Administration. Appearance of those links depends on the role and permissions which you have. So in case you are not administrator, for example, you won't see the administration link. Today I would like to make a deep dive into the catalog section. So if you go to the catalog, this is the home page, and the home page is divided into three main sections: catalog, transformation, governance, and in my case, because I'm logged in as an administrator, there is also the administration section. Catalog section is divided into three layers: business layer, application layer, technology layer. You can see recently visited artifacts. Transformation layer is dedicated to the cloud transformation use case. So the most useful link is the transformation guide. So if you go there, it will lead you to the wizard, which will lead you through the cloud transformation. Of course, there is the life cycle and there are the surveys. In a governance, you can find the surveys. With the definitions, you can do the survey management. There are the policies and compliance together with the reports. In the administration section, you can do the user management. You can set up the integrations. You can customize the UI and a lot of other things. There are useful link is in the data sources section. You can find there, for example, spreadsheet files. And spreadsheet files are dedicated to the spreadsheet import. So if you follow this link, it will lead you to the spreadsheet import page. At the top, you can also find the submenus. So there is the artifacts submenu. On a hover, it will open the list of most common or most often used artifact types. If you click on one of them, it will list the artifacts of this specific type, like in my case, the application components. If you can't see some of the artifact types here, there is the show more link, which opens the catalog browser. Here are all the artifact types defined in the data model. If you want to see some of those artifacts, you simply click on the link with the name. So let's take the spreadsheet templates, for example, and it will display the artifacts as well. If you want to work with some artifact type more often, like let's say let's take the server profiles. Here are the pins on the right side at each artifact type. So if you select the pin, it means that this artifact type will be listed here on this list. So yes, I can see here the server profiles. Similar menu appears on in a create submenu. So here you can create the artifacts. Again, it works the same way. Either you choose one of the artifact types from this list, or you go to the catalog browser and select the artifact type here. So it depends on the artifact which you want to create. And last is import section. So there are basically three ways or three types of import. Either you can import the spreadsheet file. So if we go there, you can drag and drop the file here, or you can select it from the file system. You can download the template depending on available templates here, depending on the artifact type which you want to upload. So if I select application component, I can download the template, and it will show me how to construct the Excel style sheet. There are no templates for all the artifact types. In case there is no template defined, we recommend the way that you go to that specific artifact type here, create at least one of them. So let's take a look. This is the artifact creation. So if I go again, I'm creating a server profile. So here at the top there are multiple actions. So I select the create new artifact type. So test profile. You can of course fill in any additional information. You can upload the documentation, link it from the web resource, or put there some existing. If I click on save, I can see the detail, but let's get back to the list of server profiles. So I want to import the server profile using the spreadsheet, but I do not know how to construct the spreadsheet. So here I have some existing server profile. I select it, and here under the three dots I'm able to select the save as CSV action, which will save the artifact in a comma separated format. And if I open it, then I'm able to see all the properties, which if I fill it with the with my values, I can import it back to enterprise map. Some of them are required. In this case, it's just the name. The others are optional. On HP Live Network, you can find very detailed example dedicated to the spreadsheet imports. So I will not spend more time with this right now. So on the that was the spreadsheet import. Second option is the file import. File import accepts the files like WSDLs, XML schemas, BPEL. Everything is described in documentation or at the top of this page. You simply select the file and it will be import. Here are some advanced options, what to do in case of specific files and how to do the decomposition. Last import option is the repository archive. So in the repository archive, it's dedicated, this functionality is dedicated to Enterprise Maps Federation. So in case you have multiple instances and you want to keep the data up to date on each instance, you can do export of you can do repository export on one instance and import it on another instance using this tool. The repository archive can be created again if I go to some artifacts. So let's take our test profile which we created a couple of seconds before. If I select it under the three dots, I'm able to export it. It will be exported to the zip file. There are some advanced options which here is just include dependencies, so if there are any linked artifacts, they will be part of this export, so I will export it to the zip file, and then I'm able on another instance to import it back. Okay, now let's move to the create section. So if you want to create the artifact, as I already mentioned, either you can select the artifact type from this menu, or you can go to the catalog browser. So in this case, let's choose the application component. You can define at the top the subtype or artifact type specialization. So let's define its web application, demo, web application, give it some description. We can select some of the values here, and we can also upload the documentation. So we select it on the file system. You can specify multiple other options. So let's say it's a technical specification. You can define it also just by URL. You don't need to upload it. Now let's upload it. And so you can see it here on the list. And now let's click on save, so the artifact type will be saved. So we have created the artifact. If we go to the application components, we can see the artifact here with other information. As you can see, there is in the table, there is the filtering. If you click on this drop down, you can specify the columns which you will see in this table. You can using the drag and drop, you can simply change the order of the columns. If you have multiple artifacts in the table, you can do the bulk operations over them. So if you click on this pencil, it will show you all the options under the properties. It allows you to change multiple properties at once. You just select the property, specify the new value. You can select another one, and you can do the advanced options. You can select some advanced options here. So here are the include sub-artifacts. So it will go hierarchically down through the relations. You can remove existing categories, existing keywords, whatever you want. You can delete the artifacts, the artifact delete. So let's take our demo artifact. The artifact deletion is a two-step deletion. So if you delete it here, you can select the advanced option, which is include sub-artifacts or ignore usages. It will First, delete the artifact to recycle bin. So here you can see that our demo web application was deleted together with the documentation which we uploaded. And now you can empty the recycle bin or restore selected artifacts. So let's clear it. It takes a while. Okay, everything was deleted. If I go back to applications components, another options are, if I select some artifact, are the export, which I already mentioned, save as CSV, which is again connected with the import, and the governance. So on a selected artifact, I can start governance, end governance, or set lifecycle processes. On the list of artifacts, clicking on the name of the column, you can change the sorting. So let's try to sort it according to the transformation strategy. Clicking again will basically change the sorting order. At the bottom of the table, you can see the pages, so you can input the number of the page directly, or you can use the arrows. You can refresh the table in case there is something running on the background, like the import, some large import of the data or synchronization or anything. You can refresh the table. You can hide the descriptions, which will make it a little bit smaller, and you can change the page size. So in case you have a lot of artifacts, you can quickly overview them. Then it's possible to display more of them in the table. Then there is the this box at the top, which specifies that right now I can see all the application components. I can restrict it a little bit down using these values, so I can see only artifacts which I'm the owner, or I can show only the elements that contains that aggregates the elements of the same type, or I can show the favorites. Then there is this dialog, which specifies the domains. Here basically the most useful option is if you want to see just some specific domains, you can select multiple domains which you are interested in, and then you will see the data just from this domain. You are able to click also this filtering icon. It will open this bigger search box. So again, you can specify the name here, or you can specify the keywords, date when the artifact was modified, or you can specify some other criteria here, and it will do basically the search, or it will set the filter according to all those criteria. If I click on clear, it will clear the search and display again everything. I will switch back to all the domains, and now we will move to the application detail. So let's take, for example, the ASAC application, and here you have quick at the top, you have the name, you have some additional information like artifact type, information about the governance. So now we can see that the ASAC application is in a cancelled stage. On the right side, you can vote how many stars you will rate, it's the rating, how many stars you will give to this application. You can see in which domain it is located. Then we can see that on the left there are multiple tabs, and on the right there are additional information. So I can see that this artifact is marked as favorite. If I click on it, I will remove it from the favorites. I can see the tasks. Currently there is not any other task than just I can request the approval, which is part of the lifecycle process. I can see the last edit. I can see lifecycle compliance. So right now there is no information, because of the lifecycle stage, which is cancelled. I can see the policy compliance summary. If I click on more, I will go to the compliance tab on the left, and it will display the lifecycle compliance and policy compliance. So I can see that according to Archimate, I'm compliant just for 50%. I can check why. Okay, there is some wrong Archimate non-compliant relationship between this ASAC application component and application interface get ASAC, so I can check it and fix it if I want. If I move back to the overview, there are the keywords. I can edit the keywords, test, demo, presentation, and save it. And then you can of course use these keywords in search. I can see all the contacts together with their roles. So on the hover you can see that it will open the detail of the user, and otherwise in the middle of the overview you can see that you can edit the artifact. So if I click it, it will open the form. I can change there whatever I want. Click save. I can delete the artifact. I can go to Navigator, which is quite useful. So it will open the Navigator and I can visually observe the relationships related to the ASAC application. If I move back to catalog, I can send notification to the owners, and I can select from the contacts which are defined on this artifact who additional recipients of this message. I can include lifecycle status, preview the message, send it. Of course, you need to specify some SMTP server during the installation of enterprise maps in order to send the messages. Then under the three dots, there are additional actions. So I can attach a document, I can export the artifact as the repository archive, and I can create a new version. I can get the atom feed. So let's take a look. This is the basically RSS feed which you can use in your RSS reader. There is artifact comments feed, so that's another feed you can subscribe just to see the comments. There is the XML view, which is basically the REST format of this artifact, which is useful in case you want to access it from another application. You can change domain and you can recalculate shortcuts. Otherwise, you can see the overview of the most useful information. So there is There is the name at the top, there is the description, version, owner, some other artifact specific information about life cycle and relationships. At the relationships you can always either link new or link existing, or in case there is already something specified, there are those three dots which you can click on and you have similar options. So either you can link new, link existing, or you can go to table view of these relationships. So let's take a better look here. So here is the relationship. So ASAC uses this server and this server. There are also latest events. Currently there are no events. In case there are more relationships than this, you can click on show them all and it will display all the relationships. Sometimes the list is really long. You can also show the non-compliant relationships. So here we can see very easily the problematic relationship which is composes in order to fix the policy compliance. So this was the overview tab. Next step is documentation, which is simple. Again, you can upload the documentation, link existing, link web resource, or you can create it manually here. It's really simple. Next one is cloud transformation, which is on the other hand, from the other side, a little bit more complex. So sometimes on the page you can see this info button, show more information. So in case to get more details without the need to go to the documentation, feel free to click on it and it will open the text boxes with more details about what the numbers or what is the information on that page. So on the cloud transformation, you can see basically here the cloud transformation scores, or here, so the cloud transformation score is represented here by the graph, and you can see that basically it will tell you very easily how much is this application component ready for the transformation to cloud. So these are the expected values, and the green one is the current alignment. And you can see the score. Score is number between 0 and 100, and just the relative number which tells you how much is the application suitable for the transformation from those three perspectives: financial, business, and technical. There is also the information about cloud transformation strategy. This is just the overview of the cloud transformation score. You can go into the details and look, for example, at the financial alignment. And here again, you can see more information. You can see the cost, the current cost of the deployment of this application. You can see the some other comparisons with providers. So for example, here you are able to see how much you will be paying if you host the application on Amazon. You can take a new survey. Survey is taken every time is related to one of this area, either financial, business, or technical. So here you can start a new survey using the new financial assessment of this application to get the new score, or you can review the answers. Here there was no survey taken yet, so let's take a look at the business alignment. There were already some already some results from the surveys. You can see more detailed information in this graph and also here in the numbers. So if we review the answers, we can see, okay, the only one who answered this was administrator, and you can see the answers. So the same applies for the technical alignment. And last is are the deployment models. So if you decide to transform the application to cloud, so from enterprise maps perspective, it means that we allow you to export the model of this application to CSA to create the topology design there. So you have several options here how to do that, and once you export it to CSA or CODAR, from enterprise maps perspective, it means that the application is transformed. Another item on the menu on the left is financial profile. So financial profile defines the costs. The costs basically appears in most financial reports provided in enterprise maps. So again, you can either take the survey about the costs. You can view the details. So if you click on it, it will lead you to the application component financial profile. So here we are no longer on the ASAC application component, but we are on the financial profile of this application. If I go back, you can of course review the answers. So here is no survey taken yet, or you can specify new fiscal periods with new values for the next fiscal year. You can see the history of the fiscal data. Tree view is another dependency view of the data. So here you can see all the dependencies of the ASAC application. So we can see, okay, there is the dependency to some application interfaces, to some servers, to bunch of contacts. You can even see basically the impact report. So if you change something, it will impact the get ASAC application interface. So this is the tree view. You can see the lifecycle tree, or you can start the navigator here also. Another tab is lifecycle. So on the lifecycle, you can see the whole lifecycle process. So here it's in a cancelled stage. So it's very, very simple, but you can basically do several actions on the right. So let's take a look at the history. We can see, okay, when the cancelled stage was started and when it was approved. There is the discussion tab where you can get the discussion feed, or you can add a new comment here. Under show more, you can find other tabs. So the specification, where you can write the specification for the file, which is basically some better documentation. There is the compliance. Every time you select some of these tabs, they will appear on the list of the current tabs. So because the logic behind it is that you would like to use it even in the future. So the last step is taken out and the new one is coming. So that's every time you have to click on the show more. So the lifecycle, you can see the compliance. We were already here before. So there is the lifecycle compliance and policy compliance in case there is some there are some policies associated with this artifact. You can see how much the artifact is compliant. So after the compliance, there is the access rights. In access rights, you can very easily define the rights. So you can add a read-only access to selected artifact. So you can choose the roles, users or groups, and let's take the administrators. You can, from advanced options, you can set whether you want to give these permissions even to sub-artifacts or just to the root artifact. Once you click on it, it will run the action. Or you can give even the read-write access. You can share this artifact, which basically means that it will give the read permission to the users from other domains. So basically the artifact will become visible in other domains. Or you can check access. So if you specify, let's take L. McCarthy, whether he has access, it will tell you, okay, he has no access. And if I give him the permission, user, then let's wait. Okay, it's finished. Now if I check the access, I can see that L has read-only access. You can see the owner, you can change the owner, and that's basically it. Another are the contacts. So contacts is similar to what we already seen in the right column, but it's more detailed view. So you can see all the roles defined in these artifacts together with the owners. You can specify new ones. You can remove them. You can manage the contacts simply here. Another one is history. So on a history, Enterprise Map supports something what we call revisioning. So revisioning, basically every change means that we will see a new revision of the artifact here. So you can very easily see what was happening with the artifact, and you can very easily roll back the changes. If you can compare the revisions. So if we take a look what happened here, we can see that I have added the description between the revision 2 and 3. I added the new description to the artifact, and in case of relationships, that there was a survey started on the cloud financial assessment. If I go back, I can click on specific revision and observe the status here. So here is this is the latest revision. So okay, the description is already here. If I go back and open the revision 2, you can see that there is no description. You have even the history management buttons here, so you can move from one revision to another. You can revert the state to this revision, or you can move to the latest revision. Let's move to the latest. And another tab is events. So on the events, I can see all the events which were related to this application. So I can see that there were multiple updates, that I have set some permissions, and basically everything what was happening with this artifact. If I click on the detail of this event, it will lead me to the place where it happened. So I can see, okay, here I have made something with the permission, so I can observe what is the current state. Last is the relationships tab. So in the relationships, it's basically more or less technical view of the dependencies. So you can see outgoing or incoming relationships. So here you need to be more familiar with the enterprise maps data model in order to understand it. But for example, if you want to extend the model or if you want to build your spreadsheet for the import, it's useful because here you have the names of the dependencies. So you can see that, for example, if you want to connect the application component with the contact, that the contact is the person artifact type and the relationship is outgoing and its name is provided by. So for this purpose it's very useful. Of course you have here the, let's say, basic actions, so you can define the new relationships, you can delete them, whatever you want to do here. So it's for the at the first sight it might not make sense or it might be quite technical, but once you dive into the advanced use cases, this step is very useful. And that was everything from my overview of the catalog UI. So thank you for watching and I hope this was useful. Goodbye.